What you're about to hear is a very viral moment that has been in the news media for, what is this, a couple days now. And it's absolutely heartbreaking. So I want you all to be aware that this is going to be difficult to listen to. I only listened to probably a quarter of it before I turned it off and said, I gotta make a video on this because we'll get to it. We're gonna get into it. But I want you all to listen to this video with me, and we're gonna watch it together. It's about 5 minutes long, just as a pre-warning. But let's get into it. This is a recorded phone call from an 8-year-old girl who contacts the dispatcher, 911. She calls into the 911 center, and I just want you all to listen to how she is dealt with by this bitch who works behind a desk, and how she deals with this little girl in this terrible, life-changing, emotional moment, stressful moment for this little girl. But I want y'all to listen.
Emergency 911, what's the problem?
My mommy's in the basement, and I need emergency, and I need hello.
Where at?
I'm at, and I'll go ask my mommy. Mommy, I'll tell you where we at. I'll tell you. And
Let me speak to your mom.
no, he's almost dead. Mommy, where are we at? Tell me, I got the police on phone. Tell me. Mommy, tell me. Where we at? Where we at? Where you at? I said, I called 911. Where we at? Where we at? I was at I'll tell them again. We are I'm outside and
Let me pause this for a second. What you're hearing right now is this little girl she's struggling, obviously, right? Her mother is in a situation, but obviously she's not being very responsive. Whatever has happened, the mom is not being very responsive to this little girl. She's asking her, she's pleading with her, where are we at? Can you tell us where we are? She's asking her mom. She doesn't know, right? That's obvious. Any person, any human being can fucking look at this video and tell that this little girl has no idea what is going on and where she is right now in the situation, right? Let's keep watching.
Mommy,
Let me speak to your mom.
I don't know who he is.
Okay, put your mom on the phone if she's there.
She's almost dead, please.
Okay, I can't help you without you helping me. Let me see who else in the house.
She said she's almost dead. That's what this little 8-year-old girl says. So obviously the mom is incapacitated to some degree. She cannot come to the phone. She says out of her mouth, she's almost dead, right? I want y'all to listen to how this fucking dispatcher handles this little girl.
Nobody's else in the house.
Okay, you need to give me an address. You need to calm down and give me an address. I don't know where you're at. You have to give me an address.
Address? Is address?
Yes.
Hello?
Yes.
Okay.
Stop screaming.
My mom was
Okay, yes, ma'am. I need you to calm down and give me a location.
So this is about where I stopped watching, right? Before I decided, you know what, let me make a video on this. But she told this little girl, you need to stop screaming. First of all, this is an 8-year-old child who was in distress, obviously, at this point, right? She said out of her mouth, my mom is dying. She's almost dead. She's stressed out. She's panicking. She's emotional. All these different things that are going on inside of her fucking head. And this is how she is being responded to. Stop screaming. Bitch, what? Let's continue.
Right. Please help me. help me.
I'm going to help you once you help me, okay? Go on the porch. Can you open up the door?
No.
Do you see any mail?
No. I can tell you the address.
What's the address?
If I can find it. It is, I don't see it, but I'll try and look
Okay,
it
calm down, calm down.
Okay.
Is there any mail on the table or in a drawer? How old are you? How old are you?
I'm 8 years old.
Do you see any mail on the table or any mail in the drawer?
No.
Do you see any mail on your mom's dresser?
My mom doesn't live here.
Okay, you were just screaming at your mom. Who do you live with?
Huh?
Who do you live with?
I live with my mother.
Your mother?
Yes,
Okay. Look on her dresser. You just said your mom don't live there.
Yeah, but I'm looking for everything, and I can't find everything. Please. She's almost dead.
Okay, you need to calm down and find me something with an address. I can't help you without an address.
Okay, I'll try and look outside again.
Open up the door and look at the porch, up on the porch. Open up the door. Look on the porch. Give me those numbers off your porch.
All right.
You said no one else is there. I hear someone in the back.
Oh, that's my sister.
Okay,
I'm coming.
how old is your sister?
Okay, I know her address now.
How old is your sister?
She's 6. I know her address now.
What is the street?
I can tell you, this, but it's...
You have to tell me the street.
Okay, it's... Yes.
Is it a house or is it a family flat?
It's a house.
What is wrong with your mom?
She got shot.
Somebody shot her?
Yes.
Who shot your mom?
I don't know. Somebody.
Where's your mom at?
Downstairs in the basement.
Who is the guy?
I don't know. She was just some guy.
Is she bleeding from where?
Yes, she's bleeding from, I don't know, from her head or something. I think it's from her head.
Okay, I request police and EMS.
She's still breathing. My dad is not.
Your dad? Let me speak to your dad.
No, he's dead. My mom is still breathing.
So your mom and dad were shot?
Yes.
Emergency 911, where's the problem?
Alright. So I don't even like the way she fucking answered the phone. But anyway, okay. So a couple things. I went after I cut this video off, I went to read some of the details about this case and what was going on with it, right? And essentially, this little girl, like I said, called 911. She called dispatcher. She's pleading for help. You hear her, the little girl beg this woman, please, please, promise you'll help me, right? She's panicking. She's freaking out. She's in a situation. All she knows is I need to get an adult here, right? I need to get someone else here who can help me in this situation. My mom has been shot. She's laying on the fucking basement floor. She just said her dad is dead, right? Dead. And you have this dispatcher here who is fucking handling this little girl in this traumatic situation as if she is a fucking animal. There is no type of emotional care being taken at all on this phone call. Like I said, I went and looked into this case and I just wanted to know a little bit more about what was going on. It turns out that they did catch the man who was the shooter, who was the person who, they believe anyway, who took out her mom and dad, right? The man that they showed in the video is actually the person who they believe is the one who shot her mom and father. And, you know, I've never had to make a 911 phone call. I've never had to make a phone call to the police. And I would hope that I don't, God forbid. But if I do, I would hope that they do not connect me with the fucking dispatch, like this bitch on the other end of this line, right? Because I don't know how I would respond in the moment, especially if it's a high caliber situation where emotions are running high and it's a very, very tense situation. But afterwards, right? So the question was, after this video came out, everybody flew into the comments, right? And was like, I hope dispatch got fired, right? Everybody wanted immediate action against this dispatch. Everybody wanted something to happen, something to be done, right? Everybody was calling for something to be done, at least some type of disciplinary action. But what happened was nothing, right? It was very, very minimal disciplinary action. And in fact, the police chief said, after listening to this, said that he doesn't believe that she did anything wrong, right? He doesn't believe that she did anything wrong, the dispatch. He believes that, she could have been a little bit nicer. These are his words. She could have been a little bit nicer, but overall, he doesn't believe that she did anything wrong. And I disagree wholeheartedly. I disagree. First of all, I know I've never been in dispatch. I've never worked on the other end of that, but I'm pretty sure that they train these people on how to deal with situations like this, and especially on how to deal with little children. She's 8 years fucking old, and she's being treated like trash. Like, this situation does not matter. She could care less that this little girl is talking on the other end of this phone and her parents are fucking dying right before her very eyes, and she could give a fuck. I'm pretty sure somewhere there was training to handle this situation a whole lot better than what she actually did and said. I know it. I know for a fact they don't tell you to pick up the phone when there's a little child on the other end and you act like a complete asshole. Right? Now, I don't know what was going on with this lady. I don't know if she was having a bad day. Maybe she was having a bad week. Somebody could have, who knows what could have happened. I know nothing in this world should have made her in that moment respond and react to this little girl the way she did. Again, high pressure situation. Emotions are running high. It's a tense moment. She's trying to get this little girl to get an address. She tells her, my mom is not responsive right now. She's dying. You goofy motherfucker. So what ends up happening is this little girl gets taken in by her grandparents, right? Her mom does end up passing away. Her mother and father are gone. And forever, she will have to remember this traumatic situation for the rest of her life. For the rest of her life, she will have to remember this traumatic and horrible situation to be in. And for the rest of her life, I hope that this dispatch remembers and is reminded of this phone call and how much of a bitch she was to an 8-year-old girl whose parents were dying on the floor of the basement. If you don't like your fucking job, then go somewhere else and quit. It's not a reason to be inhospitable to people that are calling and in need of help. You signed up for this shit. So I would think that you would actually want to carry yourself and handle people that call in these situations that are very emotional with care. Especially when you're dealing with a goddamn adolescent child. You fucking bitch. They ended up catching the dude. And they believed through investigators' research that there was a connection between the guy that did the shooting and the father. And this is the thing, this is the other component to this story that we don't take into account when we out there getting with people that don't have our best interests at heart. there's no way this dude had the best interest of his family at heart. Because how do you not think about the consequences of your daily actions when you're fucking around out there in the streets? You want to be a street nigga? Cool. Go be a street nigga. But then don't try to build a family in the process of it. You want to go out there and fucking burn out and deal with all the bullshit in the streets? Cool. But then don't drag your girl into it, and then don't have kids with her and bring them into a situation where you know that you live a very fucking fast and dangerous ass life. What are we doing? And women, y'all not off the hook, because why the fuck are y'all getting with the type of people that would put not only your life, but your children's life in danger? Like I said in the last video, I told y'all don't want the fucking cornball, right? Okay, cool. Y'all don't want the cornball. Y'all don't want the dude that worked the 9 to 5 with the steady job, right? To you, that he ain't making no money, right? $40,000, $45,000, $50,000 a year, $60,000 a year. That's not enough for y'all, right? Y'all want the street nigga, right? Because he got the flash, right? He got the cash. He got swag, right? That's the nigga that y'all go after. And as a result, you got to deal with the other shit. But you think it's okay. In your mind, it's not going to touch you. You're fucking wrong. And not only does it touch you, but it touches everybody else around you. This is a prime example. Make better choices.
Come and climb aboard. Everything is worse when we lead with the sword.
I can only judge by your heart what your mouth say. With a grain of salt, I'ma take it for your mouth's sake. Niggas follow greed, ain't no seeds being planted. Cause people never learn till they feeding the planet. Sleeping 6 feet, death is creeping at your doorstep. This feast is far from over, have a seat, don't you toast yet. I got some shit to learn, you grab your keys, cock your burners. This life is so cold, cop your please stop the